I understand the difficulty in becoming one with peace. Not that it's difficult to become one with the highest self or part of the oneness. It's difficult because we don't know what to do with it. And it's difficult because of the simplicity of it makes it feel that it's not real, that we're not contributing to society or to the world in general just by our bid to be one with peace, to be part of the oneness and the highest self that there is. A lot of difficulty can come with it because we don't know how to talk about it with other people. We don't know how to explain what it is to have the way that we feel want to come from within to the outside for the outside world, not because, again, that they'll benefit from it in some great way, but so that they'll begin to emit peace as well. To emit the oneness is the equivalent of suggesting that we can emit peace from our own being, from the very core of us, because the oneness is equivalent to peace. It's a peaceful experiment, if you will, to suggest that our self-recognition as being one with peace can emit to the outside world and allow everyone else who wants to be a part of that oneness to rise within it, within their own consciousness, for that is what we're doing here. And the difficult part of it, again, comes perhaps when you can't explain to others why peace is so important to you, why you really want to take the time to go within so that you can just simply emit something that doesn't have substance to it, doesn't have a purpose as far as you can explain it to someone else, and really doesn't change anything outside of ourselves. We know we've come to be one with peace. We feel it. We know that the expression of it is so important, or else we don't even feel like we're a part of this world. We don't feel like we've come to fulfill our life purpose if in any way we're not participating with the oneness from our inner selves to allow it to emit to the outside world, to the wholeness of all that is, I suppose you could say as well. And so again, the difficulty is how you feel about it yourself, because in some ways it can make you feel alone. Ironic, because to be part of the oneness is to be part of the wholeness, which should imply that one is never alone. One is complete within oneself. But it's important to remember that we are human as well. And though we want to be part of the oneness for the benefit of everyone else, we do still want to feel as if we're a part of something more than what we've come to know so far. And when you go to the oneness, and it's so gentle and simple that it's as if you didn't do something magnificent that you came here for, you could start to feel depressed. You could start to feel that you're not on purpose. You could start to feel less than someone else who invested their time and their energy and their wisdom into something else. But we just want to remind you that if you feel drawn to the oneness aspect of yourself, and if you feel drawn to being of service with it in some way in this world, just your wanting to remember yourself as the oneness, is that something more that you've been looking for? There is nothing else to this world that you, again, if this is your decision and what you feel drawn to looking to that oneness, there is nothing more that would allow you to feel as fulfilled as yourself, as participating in the oneness or the highest consciousness of all, whatever you want to call it, for the benefit of everyone else. Without that, you'll just feel like you're missing something in this world, and that can be very difficult because you will go in and out of your desire to be that oneness for everyone else in the world. Again, sometimes it'll just feel like it's nothing. What's the point? It just feels like this very soft, gentle vibration. And perhaps I get a sense of oneness where I feel fulfilled and complete, and I feel joyous about that. But then the real world comes calling, and I lose it, and then I blame myself for taking a misstep, or I don't value the moment that I shared with that oneness within myself. So at times we feel incomplete, even more incomplete since we began our quest to know the oneness, because something just doesn't equate. When we expect that we can self-congratulate because we put the effort in to know the oneness for everyone else, but we still don't feel reminiscent of our original selves. We don't feel like we took a huge step forward in our personalities as well. So it can be a little bit depressing. But every time we go back and forth, I remember myself as the oneness and then I forget, we begin to build a new step of self-awareness where it just becomes a little bit more natural to recognize the self. And it's a little bit further off where we take a misstep and forget that we are the oneness, or that we are of the highest self, as is everyone else. And we begin a judgment pattern when we're not in that oneness. We perceive others as being more difficult, or we perceive our own challenges within our own selves within this world. And that can be your cue that you're no longer in touch with that oneness or the highest sense of self within you, which is why you are here. Again, if you are drawn to that, there's a certain aspect in those who are here to be part of the oneness, to be part of that highest self on behalf of everyone else, where you just feel like you're missing something in this world. Everyone does to a certain extent. It's very difficult to be here. What is the purpose? In some way, people find it within, and others can find it outside of themselves. But for the most part, again, those of you who are here to remember the oneness on behalf of everyone else will feel like there's something more that you're missing unless you're part of that oneness, unless you participate within that sense of self that encompasses the whole, where there is no judgment to another who may not participate within that quest in this moment. You just feel that everything has a flow to it. It has a purpose, as tragic as it may be in that moment or in history of this world. But you start to see, or more importantly, feel a bigger picture that goes along with it. And so that's what we consider important. And we just want to give you our heartfelt thanks for your participation with the oneness in whatever way you feel drawn to it. We can offer meditations through Jill. We can do one-on-one coaching. We can give examples such as the speech we're giving today. Jill does not have a thought that comes to her own mental processing system. She's simply allowing the oneness to speak through her own vibration, through her voice, through her brain as well, of course. But she's not in control of it in the sense that she just wants to know what to say. She simply opens her heart to us, opens her heart to the highest self, the highest consciousness, and allows what we want to say to become more important than what she wanted to say as Jill. Because I promise you, Jill doesn't want to be here putting this in video format. But we had a conversation with her the other day, and we asked her to display herself as coming to the oneness and sharing it for everyone else's benefit, who again just simply wants an example of someone who wants to come to the oneness for the benefit of everyone else. So we just ask you to consider that within yourself. You wouldn't be here if you weren't drawn to it in some way. To just simply find a gentle, simple resonance within yourself in your own simple meditation. Recognize when you don't want to do something to it. In other words, you don't want to control that vibration. You just witness it and you follow its emanation out to everyone else. You don't know what becomes of it. You don't know where it goes or what effect it has, if any, on anyone. And you just simply congratulate yourself for wanting to know that within yourself on behalf of the whole. For then that is your life purpose. Again, you only have to want it. And then you allow yourself to become our vessel. Our vessel meaning the highest consciousness or the Holy Spirit of the self. And we just want that to be part of the world, because then the world will awaken to where it is whole, to where it is unified, to where there is nothing else. And there's no one else who is small or less than, or who is crucified for something that they want to hold within their own belief system. We just really want you all to recognize your sense of oneness within yourself Again, if you feel drawn to that, that is our purpose for you here tonight. And so it is. And so we are one with Jill as we offer this expression to you so that you will find your own format of how to share that with the world. And so it is. Amen.